This is the Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Generation Selects 2-pack of Spinout and Cordon. Big thanks to the people at Kal-El Collectibles for this exclusive 2-pack. And as always, we got to open it up. You got to see if we got any quality issues from Hasbro and all that, since you can't really see from this Generation Selects packaging. Cordon and Spinout. So both are deluxe class figures. Let's see if we got it correctly. Wow. All right. Look at that. Very nice. Looking fantastic. If the molds or the figures look familiar, that's because both of these figures, if you didn't already know, are retools or redecos of the Generations or War for Cybertron Trilogy EARTHRISE Deluxe Class Sunstreaker. They were actually based off the Takara Tomy Diaclone toys. Diaclone was the precursor of Transformers when Hasbro imported them to the US. They were Takara without Tomy yet. It was just Takara Corporation. They made these transforming robots. They were called Diaclones, and these were some of the original colors of the Sunstreaker mold. And in fact, Hasbro actually thought of putting him as the actual Sunstreaker. That Sunstreaker was supposed to be red, and Sideswipe was supposed to be the yellow, which were the original colors of the Diaclone molds. And Spinout was the working code name for this figure, but Hasbro in the end decided to swap the colors, making Sunstreaker yellow, Sideswipe red, and they swapped the personalities. They called them Sunstreaker and Sideswipe. Their abilities were swapped and all that from the originally intended. And here are Spinout and Cordon out of packaging, and the figures I think turned out great. They're not super great, but they turned out pretty well. I have some complaints, very minor complaints, which I'll talk about later. But right now, just enjoy these two because they're just very, very amazing repaints. And I think Hasbro and Takara Tomy did a wonderful job in re-releasing these two figures. Now, Spinout's obviously doing a Spinout. Whoa! And Cordon is a police officer. One of his personalities is trying to hunt down a Decepticon. So they didn't change anything with Spinout. It's just a direct repaint. But with Cordon, they've added the light bar for the police car on the chest, which is a nice adjustment. And also, if you look at the chest piece, it's made of this clear, transparent plastic, which has no paint apps whatsoever, unlike these two. So these are probably just direct repaints, and this is a redeco. So you're not entirely getting just two repaints of the same figure. There's a little bit of tweaking right here, but if you're really into the Sunstreaker mold, then you're going to enjoy these figures. Now, some comments. They recycled the weapon. They didn't give them guns, which is a shame. They could have added those small guns, repainted the guns from the, I don't know, the Centurion drone. One of those, the Cliff Jumper or the Bumblebee gun, they could have repainted it or done something to add more value to this set. Instead, they kept these hair dryers that are exactly the same as the Sunstreaker hair dryer, and they still can't. They still don't stay. The figures still can't hold these properly. They just love popping off, and it's best that you just keep them on the back, I think, as a jetpack or as an accessory, and just find another gun in place of that. The Sunstreaker mold had its issues, and it's still reflected in these two molds. The transformation can still be a little bit difficult, particularly tabbing in these. We'll show that off later very quickly. But overall, there's hardly any mold degradation with these two figures. The joints still seem to be tight. They're not super tight, but they're not loose. There's no degradation in the transformation. I think Hasbro and Takara Tomy did a wonderful job in translating the original Sunstreaker mold into these two iconic G1 Diaclone characters. So well done. Okay, so let's transform these figures. let's try and do it very quickly because I'm sure you already know how this thing goes. But for the purposes of this video, for those who have not seen the transformation of Sunstreaker, I'll try and do it very, very quickly. So what you want to do is fold down the head like that. And then what you want to do is rotate the waist like this. Fold up the feet like this. Okay. Fold up feet like this. And then tab them together. Just like that. And then here's the point of contention. It tabs in okay, but not as flush. The same with Sunstreaker. Then rotate this piece right here. It clears very well, but it's a lot tighter than the Sunstreaker figure. This thing kind of hits some bits and pieces right here, the kibble, and then just tab in the fists or the arms like this, and then like this, and there you go. The first time I tried to transform this guy, this roof piece did not want to stay down. Not right now. It's being more cooperative, and there you go. Lamborghini Countach LP 500. Pretty cool. I actually like the color, but if you look at the plastic looks very cheap. On closer inspection, you'll see a lot of scuffing, and there's not that premium gloss finish to it. There's a little bit of quality paint issue right here, but I would have wished that they would have put the original Transformers Universe Sunstreaker type of plastic with these figures, but instead they've used the same type of plastic they used for Sunstreaker, and just it's not giving you that premium feel, but it feels good. It's pretty heavy. It does not feel cheap at all. It just looks cheap. Anyway, set that off to the side. Let's do Cordon. Okay, fold it up like this. Oh, what am I doing? That. Okay. Fold it up like this. This. Rotate and transform. We'll do this faster since you've already seen me do it. Okay. Tab that in like that. Tab him in. Rotate this, that. Okay. Oh. Tab in that. Oh, my bad. Do that. Although it does look nice like this. Okay. And there is Cordon in his Lamborghini Countach police car alt. Oh, this is going to be a very fast police car chasing down some bad guys. And again, the roof piece just doesn't want to stay put. And if you look closely at the white plastic that they used, it's the same issue. It feels okay. It feels great, but it doesn't give you that premium look to it. It's a very flat white plastic, again, with a lot of scuffing. I don't know. It's just not as impressive as I thought it would be. The paint that they used for the clear plastic sort of matches. It's a better look than the Sunstreaker yellow paint, the mismatched yellow paint. This one kind of matches better, especially Cordon. But again, I wish they could have used a better type of plastic. And here they both are with Sunstreaker all in alt mode, and you can clearly see how bad the mismatch of the yellow on Sunstreaker is. Very light yellow here and darker here, and they kind of did a better job with these two on the red. You can still see some mismatched colors right there, but it's not as bad as this one, definitely. The white paint apps on this one I think is a better, probably the best job of matching the colors among all the three molds, among all the three figures. But generally, I'm very impressed with these figures, and I think I like Cordon the best. Apart from being he's a retool, you're getting kind of a different figure with this one because he's a police car version. I do love the cleared out plastic, the non-painted windshield, even if you can clearly see bits and pieces of the robot in that gap. I don't know, I kind of like it better than this one. This one with the paint kind of makes it look like a Siege alt mode. This one kind of makes it more an Earth mode, Earth-based alt mode. And so some final thoughts on this 2-pack. I think it's a great set. If you can get it for a good price, it is absolutely worth getting it if you are a big fan of the Sunstreaker mold, the EARTHRISE Sunstreaker mold. You are going to love this figure. I have a few comments on the plastic, the kind of plastic they used, and not having any other weapon than the hairdryer that came with Sunstreaker. That could have been addressed very easily since Hasbro is selling these Generation Selects figures for a premium. I think they owe it to the fans to give it a little bit more value than just straight out repaints and a little bit of a redeco with Cordon. Now, having said that, I still like this set. The set is going to get an 8.5 out of 10 for me. I think, you know, just those few tweaks could have made this a perfect set. Definitely one to pick up if you are a big fan of the G1 continuity and if you are into these modern versions of the G1 characters and G1 toys. Let me know in the comment section what you think of this 2-pack, Spinout and Cordon. Hit me up in the comment section, and as always, hit that notification bell so you never miss out on any of my latest video reviews. If it's your first time here, please subscribe. And if you want to help the channel out, please check out my Patreon account. There's a link in the description box below. Thanks for watching.